Hello, Wastelanders. It's Jewel Smith. Today I am Fiona, General of the Minutemen. With me, as always, is my soulmate Hancock. We are currently in Covenant, which is the settlement that I toured in my last video. But today we are going to give you a tour of Taffington Boathouse. So let's take a little run. Hey, Lucas. It's very close to Covenant, and for those playing on survival mode, that will be a good thing. You can just run right around Covenant, run straight to Taffington, it's just a little jog away. I unlocked Covenant and Taffington and Green Top and the Slog when I hooked up with MacCready. There were some quests out in this general area. I'll show you on the Pip-Boy. Oh, that's the Pip-Boy light. There we go. See, I've been doing my settlement tour videos in the order that I unlocked the settlements through the course of playing the game. In Starlight Drive-In, for probably the first half of the main storyline at least, almost maybe the whole main storyline almost, it was my base of operations and sort of the hub of the wheel of my settlement activity. But then I came out here with MacCready. We had to go to the MedTech Research Center and do a quest for him. So I unlocked these settlements. So my next tour will probably be Green Top and then the Slog. But for now, we're at Taffington Boathouse. I should say Taffington Wind Farm because there are so many windmills. This is a little bit of a bittersweet tour for me because Taffington was my house. It was our house. It was where I lived with MacCready. After we unlocked it, we used it as our personal home. Now, you know, Starlight was our base of operations. I processed settlers through that location. I stored a lot of things at that location, but Taffington was our home. And in my headcanon, I was married to MacCready, and MacCready was with me through the entire storyline while I looked for Sean and dealt with the Institute and rebuilt the castle and did all of those things. He was at my side. Now, unfortunately, he also was on my last nerve, and eventually I dropped the Fool and got with the Ghoul, and Hancock definitely suits me much better. And I've been running around with him for the past year or so of in-game time instead of MacCready. So technically, I'm still romanced with MacCready, but in my mind, he is with Cait. She lives here with him now. And of course, you can't actually get MacCready's son Duncan in the game, but in my role-playing headcanon, Duncan lives here with them as well. So let's take a look at Taffington. Unlike my other settlements, this is not completely enclosed. I mean, not all of my settlements are completely enclosed, but I tend to have, and there's a little bit of a wall across the front here. A defensive wall. And I put a building over here, which sort of acts as a defensive perimeter as well. Of course, there's the actual boathouse that comes with the settlement. There's the house. Ooh. Don't want to go underwater. The house itself. And then I built another house out here. Now originally when MacCready and I moved in, it was just us and we lived in this house and that was that. Then I kind of had this story in my mind, I guess you could say, you know, the whole RP headcanon thing. I'm sorry, I'm really into role-playing, and I'm really into, you know, kind of having my own story, living in the game, and partly I think that's because I am an author myself. I write stories. I've had a few books published and some short stories published, and I used to be a newspaper writer, and that's just sort of my thing. That's who I am. I like stories. So in my mind, we cured Duncan and brought him here, but a ghoul couple came with him because they had been taking care of Duncan while MacCready was gone. So the first residents we had here besides us were Bob and Maria, and Bob was our security and Maria was our gardener. So I built, well, first they were living in the boathouse, but then I built them this house out here of their own. So this is actually Bob and Maria's house. Nice little picnic area on the lake there. We'll go inside and take a look around. Their own indoor plumbing, isn't that nice? Nice little deck out here. Yeah, I did it up nice for them because they deserved it. So they have a nice little house, all of their own. And then the next two people to come and live here were Trash and his old lady.
If you ain't been up to see God, you should go.
Trash in my head canon is a friend of MacCready's from the Gunners. He wanted to leave the Gunners just like MacCready did, so we said, well, hey Trash, why don't you come live with us?
Anytime you want me to carry some of that valuable gear you're buying.
So, and there's Trash's old lady.
Enough of this slog. Just point us to the nearest water.
And we built them this house to live in. This is their nice little fire out front here. Trash is our scavenger. He's got a bunch of junk in here. His little workshop. And I figured, you know, since he was scavenging junk, that maybe his old lady would be a vendor. She'd be selling some of the junk, which is great because there were many times when I would come here to store things or to pick up things and I needed to sell, you know, a few things real quick. She was here, I could sell stuff to her. Or if I needed a little bit of something or other, I could buy it from her. It was nice to have a little vendor in our little house here. So that's it. So I don't have a lot of people living here. This is probably the smallest settlement I have. 8 people, yes. So the other person that would be living here would be the provisioner that connects to the next settlement. I think that's Green Top, right? And then just fairly recently,
Don't much care for good.
I redid the boathouse, the boat dock area, and I put in a doctor.
For a small fee.
So she's the 8th resident here. I was never happy with this boathouse. Ugh, it just, because of these stupid, I guess they're called bollards, the that you would tie the moorings to for the boat. These things make it impossible, almost impossible, to put in flooring, and there's a, you know, the little stairs here and everything. I couldn't stand this being open with water. It just seemed not only, you know, I mean, you might fall in, right? But I don't know. I felt like, well, there's no boats here. If this were real life, I would have covered this over with flooring and it would just be a house for her to live in. But I ended up filling it in with cement, doing the best I could with the wooden floor. I managed to get some of this floor in because I constructed it separately outside in the street. And then I did the little trick where you hold down the button and highlight the whole thing together and then move it as one unit. And I was able to get it to click in here over these bollards or pylons or whatever you want to call them. So this is now a clinic, and I did that because I felt like Duncan, MacCready's son, would need a doctor, right? I mean, just because MacCready and I split up doesn't mean I don't still care, or Fiona doesn't still care about Duncan and what happens to him. And since he'd been so sick, I figured, well, I would send a doctor to live out here and be here in case he got sick again,
Nothing's more satisfying than
and to take care of MacCready and Cait. There's Cait there. She's assigned to guard duty. And there's a little guard post out here. I know, Cait. She's still super sweet to me. Like, she thinks we're the best of friends, and to be honest, I really can't stand her. She's a great follower. I really enjoyed running around with her as a follower, and I did her quests, and I got her perk and her affinity dialogue and all that stuff, and now we're just the besties of best besties. But really, she just kind of annoys me. So I just said, you know what? You like to flirt with MacCready, why don't you guys go be together? Yes, I'm your best friend, Cait. No, I'm not really your best friend, Cait. So anyway, this is Cait's power armor that I made for her. I did the red, I guess that's the red flames paint job. I got her some really super nice power armor when we were running around together. Sometimes she wears it and then sometimes she takes it off and leaves it. I made some kind of junky scrap power armor for Trash. I figured since he's the scavenger, right, he would have this kind of piecemeal power suit that he'd built for himself. So, there you go. Also, I sent Dogmeat here. Hi, Dogmeat. Because I figured that Duncan would like having Dogmeat around. And this was back before, you know, now I can buy dogs from Erickson in Far Harbor, and I could send tons of dogs here, I guess, if I wanted to. But nice little seating area out here in the back. Guard post. Oh, I hear an explosion. Did I hear an explosion? Put in a weight bench. That came in with the Vault Tech workshop. Supposedly it adds happiness. Alright, so let's go inside the house. Yeah, MacCready, I know. You say that about 1,000,000 times. You're never happy with anything. And this is why I left you. This is why I left you for Hancock. Because you never stop bitching. Hancock, at least, you know, he's very sweet. He's like, oh, let me help you carry things. Oh, you do what you need to do. Oh, isn't it nice that you're helping the wasteland? And MacCready just bitches. You gotta carry your junk and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, alright, so here's the inside of the house. There's a little seating area now. I don't know why things... I mention this in every video, don't I? Don't I say? The stuff falls under the tables. It wasn't under the tables like 2 seconds ago before I started making this video. But then I start making a video and everything falls under the tables. Yeah, so MacCready loves to sit here on this edge of the couch, so I put his cigarettes and his bourbon and stuff right there. Got a little TV. Living room area here. See, again, there's the ceramic urn underneath the vase. It's not supposed to be there. Okay. There's the little baby buttercup toy that I got from the guy out of the slog. It's so cute. Alright, let's go upstairs. This is Duncan's room. Have all the toys for him. The blocks used to spell his name. They would say Duncan, but then they kept getting knocked around for some reason. But I've collected a bunch of toys in the game and brought them here for Duncan. And this is sort of the guest bedroom. This is actually teehee where Hancock would hang out when he and I were not together. He was Uncle John to Duncan, but would sometimes hang out here. Because off and on throughout the game, I would run around with John. It was like, even being with MacCready and doing various things in the game, I would end up going back to John. I had John all over the place. Sometimes he would be at Egret Tours Marina, hanging out doing things for me. Sometimes he'd be here. Sometimes he'd be at the castle. It was like he and I were best of friends, even when I was with MacCready. Then after a while, I realized, you know what? He's not on the friend ladder. He's my stud muffin. So things changed. But anyway, here's this nice little toy shelf that I made because you know MacCready would be all about collecting all the action figures. And that undamaged American flag is the one that came straight out of Sean's room at the Institute, if anybody remembers that. Got a few things stored here. So that's the old wedding ring MacCready used to wear, or it might be the one I used to wear, I don't remember. Other little goodies that I've picked up doing various quests. I think that was from Nick Valentine. Anyway, got comic books and comic book stuff all over here because we know MacCready likes comic books, right? So there's the bathroom. Oh wow, the rain washed the big blood stain away. There's usually a giant blood stain right there. That looks terrible. Alright, so there's the bathroom. Toothbrushes. Not that MacCready brushes his teeth, right? And not that I care. I mean, I doubt John brushes his teeth either, but, you know, just saying. So here's the kitchen. Why is this pillow all the way down here? That should be up in the bedroom. Look at that, the liquor under the liquor cabinet. Dang it. You know, I even do a walkthrough before I do these videos, and I make sure everything's exactly where I want it to be. And then as soon as I start making a video, it's like it all falls through the floor. Isn't that weird? For a while I left the original kitchen in here. There were kitchen counters and cabinets and things that could be scrapped, like old world stuff. But then I redid the kitchen. Got those sinks from the Vault-Tec workshop. Put one of those in. Now I had the entire collection of sodas here. I had all the Vims and all the Nuka Colas, but it looks like they've fallen through, and I'll bet money that they're somewhere underneath this cabinet. Oh, the beers are still there though, that's cool. I got the beer collection going. All the different Gwinnett brand beers. Look at that teapot. That's ridiculous. Why does the game do that? Alright, so that's about it. That's Taffington Boathouse. Like I said, I haven't done a whole lot, don't have a lot of people living out here. But it's a nice little settlement. Everybody's friends, everybody's happy. Plenty of food and water. Plenty of power. Lots of nice things. So there you go. I guess my next tour will be Green Top. And I appreciate you hanging out, checking out my settlements, and listen to me go on and on about my Soul Survivor's romantic life. I don't talk too much about headcanon stuff in these, but, you know, Taffington was just a special case here. I don't know. I mean, it makes me feel a little bit melancholy, but not really sad. I mean, I think John is just a bee's knees, so, you know, and I'm sure MacCready is very happy with Cait. They can go off together and bitch about everything in the Commonwealth to each other, and live happily ever after. So there you go. Well, now that the tour is over, the sun's coming out, and it looks all sunny and pretty. Just my luck, right? Never have been happy with the roof up there. I wish that when they had these settlements with the messed up roofs that they would have a way for you to fix the roof, but they don't. I've just had to put in these pieces of roof as I could fit them in here. But did the best I could. Anyway, alright, thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed Taffington Boathouse, and I will see you next time. Bye!